What's the vibe? My name is Stefan. This is Today in the W. It is our initial, our debut, our launch, our grand opening here. I'm very excited to get this project started with you. My name's Stefan, but you can call me Flo because we are friends. Shoot me a follow at Stefan Florval on Twitter. Also, please like the video, comment on it, and subscribe to the channel. As we move along, there's so many exciting things I can't wait to unveil. We're going to have live shows where you can call in with all your questions, and we can talk about live plays and hitting some more parlays as we've been doing so far this season. We're really looking forward to getting into the action. I want to say thank you to everybody for the support. It's been an outpouring and overwhelming source of support from everybody just kind of reaching out and offering me their tidbits and their help. And it's always great to see when you cash tickets with people on the timeline. So we have a beautiful, healthy 4-game slate on the Friday, August the 4th in WNBA. So let's get started. I have a lot of looks, a lot of thoughts on what I think will go down tonight in the W. So we'll start in Washington. A matchup between the Sparks and the Mystics. Sparks come into this game having lost their last two versus the Liberty. Before that, they got 2 wins versus the Fever. Not exactly the most impressive team in the league. Mystics, they definitely could use the home cooking. They come back after a 3-game road trip where they drop all 3. A game to the Lynx, the Wings, and the Dream. And it's a spot where the line kind of really surprises me. Now, I look at these two teams, and I look at the Sparks as a team where if we're looking down the line at WNBA draft prospects, this is a team that's heading closer to the first pick than possibly contending for a spot into the playoffs. This is a team that's not very good. Lexi Brown is once again out for this game, putting even more of a strain on Jordan Canada and Nneka Ogwumike. So in this contest, I love the Mystics to come out, give you a very strong performance. That first half spread is at -1.5. Now, initially when I capped this one, I thought it would be around maybe 3-4 points, but we get a nice 1.5 number back at home versus a poor Sparks defense. I love Natasha Cloud's assist at 5.5. Because this is a game, I think you just have to figure that this is a game where the Mystics find their level again. They're a good defensive team. They're well coached. And without Della Donna, Shakira Alston, it's been really the two-woman show of Brittany Sykes and Natasha Cloud offensively. So give me Sykes points at 16.5. I believe you can find that number at -115 on DraftKings. And I think Cloud's assist, because I think there's a nice get-well spot for both of them today. Also couldn't talk you off if you wanted to ride the ladder with both of them, thinking that you get a Cloud Sykes kind of explosion spots. Because the Sparks, they tend to struggle against speed guards. And if you know anything about Natasha Cloud, she's got that hesitation dribble. She can beat you one going left to right. And I can easily see her cover both her points and her assists. So if you wanted to do a 15-15 or maybe a 20-20 or maybe even sprinkle on either one to kind of climb up the ladder, we've been seeing that kind of hit. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Dreamy. He's the Mystics Whisperer, and I've kind of stolen that idea for him. So love this spot for the Mystics tonight. Love everything with Sykes and Cloud. Think this is a great spot for them to get right. Now our second game of the day. We have the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever. Another game between one team that's not exactly looking to make playoff hay. I mean, if we just look at the Indiana Fever and the struggles of their season, the ups and downs, the first thing that jumps to mind is, what are they doing and how are they handling their number 1 overall pick, Aaliyah Boston? Hashtag get her the damn ball. What is the point guard situation? What is the coaching situation? I mean, they have these plays where they'll throw her on the post and they'll allow the defense to collapse and sink in on her and won't allow her a chance maybe off the dribble, maybe off of a screen. I mean, I look at what the Aces do with Aja Wilson and how Becky Hammond kind of deploys her so teams can't key on her, and they see her at one spot on the court. And then I compare that to how the Fever use Aaliyah Boston. Criminal. But let's break down this game. It's the Sun, it's the Fever. We get a nice healthy first half spread of -4.5. And I think the Sun coming off of back-to-back games versus the Lynx, where the first one at home maybe took them a little lightly. We've seen this Lynx team without Nafisa Collier. They've been pretty frisky. They went up to New York, gave New York the blues in the first half and stole that win. And then they stole one in Connecticut as well. So I really like the Sun to really kind of come out here, because if you think about this Connecticut team, what's most important is getting that 2 seed. So they're nipping on the heels of the New York Liberty. That -4.5 number is a beautiful number. Also like the fact that Dewana Bonner, you can get her 18.5 points at -130 at DraftKings. Now, if you want to be a little riskier, you could go for the 19.5 at -115 over on FanDuel. I like both. I'm going to go a little safer at the 18.5. But this is a spot where I really think the Fever don't really have the ammunition. I mean, you're looking at a team where DeWanna Bonner is going to be guarded by the likes of Lexi Hall. Victoria Vivians is questionable in this game. Really love the Sun in this spot, so I'm taking the first half spread and DeWanna Bonner's points as well. That brings us to our third game of the night. By the way, shout out to the WNBA who decided that instead of scheduling all the games at 7 o'clock, they gave us 2 7s, 2 8s. Not exactly where we need it to be. In a perfect world, we'd have a game at 7, 2 at 8, maybe 1 at 10, but it's progress. So we'll take it. But the third game of the night is the New York Liberty versus the Minnesota Lynx. I am the person who likes to ride for the hometown team. My New York Liberty, they're a frustrating group. I like them in the spot, but I will say I'm playing their props lighter because this is the classic case of the look-ahead spot. It's a Lynx team that you assume Nafisa Collier, who's doubtful as early Friday starts for this game. And in the spot, the Liberty have a big matchup against the Las Vegas Aces on Sunday. Everyone has been talking about this game. Jonquel Jones has been talking about getting friends and family tickets. I mean, heck, I want to go personally myself, but those prices on the secondary market aren't hitting right, so I'm probably going to stay my behind at home and watch the game on ABC. But that's going to be a marquee game. I don't think the Liberty are going to make the finals, but I think they have a chance. So that's a potential finals matchup. You have the storyline of Becky Hammon back in New York, and you got to imagine that the Liberty want to get payback for how they were trounced when they went out to Las Vegas in a game that was much ballyhooed and talked about. Well, it was the start of the fourth quarter, and the reserves are starting to check in because it was completely one-sided. But Liberty and Lynx, it's a game where I love Courtney Vandersloot's assist. The Minnesota Lynx in the month of July giving up the most assists in the W. That number is at 6.5, which is shockingly very low, especially for the point guard. The point guard, you'll usually see her assist at 7.5. Heck, when she was rolling strong, it was at 8.5. Another look that I'm thinking about, haven't got there yet. It feels like a potential Sabrina Ionescu triple-double spot. Right now, I want to say it's at 4,600 on FanDuel. Probably won't get there on there because I do think that the Liberty will try and put away the Lynx early on if they can. And just try and get the starters some rest because they had that long stretch past week of, I want to say, 5 games in 8 days or 9 days. So it's a spot where you could get the Lynx out of here, even though they're a very frisky team. Get all saddled up, get back home on that plane for Sunday, which is going to be a marquee game. Now, some looks that we don't have available yet, but I like a ton. On Prize Picks, the fact that we have Ionescu's assist at 5.5, we have Vandersloot's assist at 6.5. I'm loving the fact that we potentially may get a combo, and I love those combos on Prize Picks. But you're looking at a potential combo on Prize Picks where the assist, if we're following the math here, should be around 12.5, maybe even a 13. Those two have been slapping that line consistently. This is not a good Lynx defense at all. I love the opportunity to potentially have, you don't want to ride on Courtney Vandersloot. One of Vandersloot or Ionescu is definitely going to get 6, 7, maybe even 8 assists. So if you take that combination, once it goes up, I'm definitely going to dabble on that. Also, Jonquel Jones rebounds. It's at 8.5 right now. Maybe a touch high because Jonquel Jones, love you. Amazing player. It's great to see you healthy. The knee looks right. After that All-Star break, balling out. But that last game versus the Sparks didn't sit well with me. First 5 minutes of the game, 4 rebounds. And then, after that, 4 for the rest of the game, and you don't cover your 8.5 line. So the read says to take the rebounds. I'll probably get there, but I'm just a little bit bitter over how the last game ended. And also, I like the fact that Breanna Stewart is in a spot where she can make like 2 threes. So maybe you can have a Breanna Stewart and Kayla McBride threes combination on Prize Picks as well. Which brings me to the other side of things. I think Diamond Miller is set up once again to have a nice day. Points, Benai Jelani will be the matchup. Benai Jelani has the girth to keep her off balance, but she doesn't have the foot speed to stay and chase on that 3-point line and follow her all the way down to the rim. So I like Diamond Miller, but most importantly, I love Kayla McBride. It's a matter of fact of whoever Sabrina Ionescu's guarding or Courtney Vandersloot's guarding, I'm targeting their points, and if it's the shooting guard, I'm targeting their rebounds plus assists. You can go on DraftKings and on that same game parlay feature, find a nice 20 number. I want to say it's around 120. Put that with something. You hate to parlay, but I love that a ton. Just look at what she did last time in New York. Obviously, the Liberty will probably key on her more, but their backcourt defensively leaves a lot to be wanted there, to be honest with you. Final game of the day and the game that has me the most excited in my favorite spot, and it's the reason that Teaira McCowan is on the profile photo of this video, is because this is a Teaira McCowan explosion spot. As the president of the Teaira McCowan fan club, I give you full permission to put multiple units on her points, her rebounds. I took the first basket at, I believe, 450 for half a unit. This is a spot where you look at this Sky team. Over the course of the last month, they're allowing the most points in the paint by 3. They're also allowing the most offensive rebounds in the league. Guess who happens to be one of the best paint scorers and also leads the W in offensive rebounds by a full rebound? I'll give you a second. Teaira McCowan. So what I did in this game, I took her 13.5 points at plus money. I think that the game just has to stay close. I love Teaira McCowan. I love the fact that she should be able to get back and get going. Her rebounds dipped a little bit last game in a tough matchup against the Storm. This game, what I'm doing is I'm building the ladder on DraftKings. I took the 10 plus her 8 points at plus 215. I took the 12 plus the 8 points at plus 450. And I'm getting frisky. I'm laddering it all the way up for a quarter unit. I took her 18 points. I took her 12 rebounds. It gave me 850. And if you know anything about Teaira McCowan, when she does well, Satou Sabally tends to do well because they run that high-low action. So I'm also taking Satou Sabally's 5 dimes in the win at plus 220. Heck, you could go even crazier and put some combination of all these plays together. I'm not going to do it because I want to be safer tonight. But I think that Teaira McCowan, the message to take away today is if she stays on the floor, because we saw that one game, I believe, against the Sparks, where they were playing with her minutes a little bit. But if she gets consistently that 27 to 30 minutes, she should go crazy tonight. I mean, she should go back to that double-double line. Elizabeth Williams has nothing for her. Alana Smith has nothing for him. Birchie off the bench has nothing for her. The Sky are on full alert. It's blindfold and a cigarette status tonight. Give me everything Teaira McCowan. And also, depending on where you could get that first half spread for the Wings, I loved it. It opened at 3.5. I took it there. I love it also at 4.5. 5.5 is a little bit dicey, but probably would take it there because I just think it's a Friday night with the Wings back at the crib. They definitely could get it done. But those are my 4 games. Just to recap, the big looks I love tonight. Love Teaira McCowan, everything, points, rebounds. Duana Bonner's points is definitely a look I would go with as well. Mystics, get right spot. First half, Clouds assists, Sykes points. Heck, you could do Sykes points with Clouds points. I love that as well. And for the New York Liberty, don't look ahead. Just handle business. But give me those distributors. Give me Sloot. Give me Sabrina. Give me the dimes. Give me Jonquel Jones on the rebounds begrudgingly. Please, Jonquel, just do your job and grab those rebounds. You're too big for him down low. Love all those matchups as well. And Kayla McBride, if you're following the game plan, she should eat versus Sabrina Ionescu. That will wrap it up for the first video. Just want to say thank you again for all the support. Follow, like, comment, subscribe, everything. The beginning has just started. It's going to be a wild ride. Looking forward to making even more money. Heck, the WNBA, this is my first year capping. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's made this experience so enjoyable, so pleasurable. We are going to run it up like we've been doing for the last 2 months. And we're going to ease into football season. And when the Knicks come around, you already know what time it is. But that'll wrap it up for me. My name is Stephen Florval. This is Today in the W. Have a great one, everyone.